Should you change your YouTube niche? Well, I'm about to do it again, and I wanted to make this video to explain why I'm doing it and why it might actually be a good idea for you to consider as well, especially if you have a channel that you're finding difficult to grow and gain traction. The current niche on this channel, if you look at some of the most recent videos, is sports. I thought, you know what, I have an interest in sports. I could probably make some good sports videos. There are some other sports channels that are doing very well and making a lot of money. Maybe this is something I could do successfully. And I actually ended up making some sports videos that did very well. Some of them got thousands of views. But there were some challenges in doing that, and two major ones that I can think of off the top of my head. One of them was working around copyright. And there's actually a video I made about creating sports videos that are that work with copyright law, that don't get you in trouble. The rules are there, but the challenge is that YouTube does not police them. So it's actually very easy to get a copyright strike, and it just takes the owner of the NBA footage or the NFL footage or whatever you end up using to make a complaint, and you get a copyright strike, and then it's up to you to fight it. It's not YouTube that looks at it and says, you know what, this actually falls under fair use because there's commentary or it's been transformed or whatever. So you're really walking this fine line all the time with a niche like sports. The other thing I found was there were some good discussions in some of the sports videos, but boy, sports fans are passionate and they are not nice sometimes. Even if you have a valid point or if you are kind in response to their comments, there are some people that are just really mean when they get into these discussions defending certain things about their teams or their ideas of what happened in a game or whatever it might be. And I think it takes a lot of patience, and it just takes a certain kind of person to deal with that on a constant basis. And I just decided, you know what, I don't want to do that. So maybe the sports thing is not going to be for me. Now, if you look way back at some older videos on this channel, you'll actually see that it started out as a tech channel. And that was because, like a lot of people, watching some of the gurus on YouTube and figuring out what niches are good to start in if you want to make some money with your YouTube channel. Well, tech was one of the big ones, and I think still is. And in fact, the best video on this channel remains how to put your profile picture on Zoom. Relatively short video on a relatively simple topic. And it's not that I have any particular tech expertise to share. I just was sharing some of the experiences I was going through with different pieces of software or apps or whatever it is that I use in my day-to-day life. But when I started to evaluate the different types of videos that were actually doing well, there started to be this common theme that emerged from everything that's on this channel. And that's what led me to this new focus, which still involves some tech, but really it involves online business and being productive in the digital space, which includes on YouTube. And particularly for people of my age, my generation, if you have a little bit of gray hair or a lot of gray hair like me, what I found was a lot of the good response from my audience on this channel was sort of coming from a similar demographic. And so there seems to be this gap of over 40 or 45 plus, somewhere in there. And there's a lot of people that are just not really familiar with operating in the online space, whether it's for business or other reasons. So that's going to be the new focus of this channel, which is why it's now called Your Digital Ally, because I really do want to be the digital ally to my generation. So if there are some digital topics you'd like me to cover, by all means, please leave them in the comments here. That'll give me some good ideas for videos to create going forward. Now, the other thing you're going to notice on this channel is there are more than 1,000 subscribers. We're over that 1,000 subscriber mark, despite the changes that have been made along the way to the niche. So I think you can really do this. If there is something that you are particularly interested in creating videos about, and it's not something you've done yet on your own channel and you want to change directions, it's a personal growth thing. And I think that change of direction, while, in the short term you might lose a few subscribers, but you're going to gain a few more as you head in that different direction, and it'll be people who are interested in what you choose to do next. And if it's a topic that inspires you and motivates you to create videos, you're just going to be more likely to succeed. So I think there is some strategy in changing your niche as well. People's interests evolve, and that's okay. Mine certainly have, and I'm sure yours have too. So to align your YouTube channel with your interests only makes sense. You're just going to enjoy it so much more. Now, I don't think I'd worry about some of the common concerns out there. One of them, of course, is, well, maybe you should just start an entirely new YouTube channel because your branding is going to be off or something like that. And I get that. If your channel is tied to a business, maybe you want to start from scratch. But then you're going to have to consider the fact that it's going to take time to build from scratch. So if you have an existing channel, it took some time to gain some traction and get a few subscribers. If you're starting from zero again, well, yeah, there's the gurus out there that say, you know what, I got 1 million subscribers in 3 months or whatever it might be. Is it possible? It does happen sometimes, but it's more likely that you're going to have to build up slowly and steadily over a longer period of time. So you have to consider that. And then there's whether or not you need to actually change the style or the format of your content to adapt to the new niche. That might be something that's a concern for you if you are looking at faceless videos, for example, and you've been on camera before, or if you're going the other direction, maybe you have to learn how to be good on camera. But those are things that can be learned. And so if you're going to make the commitment, well, you're going to make the time to learn the skills that are necessary to do it. And then there's the question of whether or not you need any new technical stuff. Do you need new software for something? Maybe you're going to create an animation channel, in which case you certainly do need new software, or maybe you need to hire that out, right? Get somebody else to create the videos for you. So the tech stuff is maybe another challenge or another concern. But again, if you're going to make the commitment, you're going to make those things happen. Bottom line, I don't think you should be too worried about changing your YouTube niche if in the end you're going to have more fun creating videos and potentially have more success on your YouTube channel. I'm certainly excited about the direction this channel is going now that we're calling it Your Digital Ally. And if you're interested in following along, by all means, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and stay with us as we create new videos in this new niche. Well, by we, I mean me, and I'm going to have some fun with it. I hope I've inspired you to do some fun new things with your channel. All the best.